Hi guys, this is Simon. I hope you're all doing well. I've been asked to put together a quick rapid fire commissions review for you just to show you exactly what's inside the members area, what the training involves and also what the software can do for you. Now I've spent the majority of my time building the typical sort of affiliate sites really, targeting products on ClickBank, eBay, Amazon and other such affiliate programs. So when I was asked to get involved with rapid fire commissions, it's something that really interested me because compared to what I'd been doing in the past, really it's amazingly simple concept and method. And so it's something that really interests me, and I found that when I put it to test, it worked really well for me. So I'm really excited to be here to share with you everything that I've found out. And first of all, I suppose it's good to explain exactly what rapid fire commissions is trying to do. Now, the basis of the method for rapid fire commissions is to target local search traffic rather than sort of generic traffic that could be targeted from anywhere in the world. And I'll give you an example. A typical affiliate site, you might target something like guitar lessons. So you would find keywords that people search on based around guitar lessons or any other product or service. And you would build a site around that, try to get it ranked, and obviously drive traffic to walk through to an offer and make a commission that way, which is fine and brilliant, and historically that's worked really well, and it can still work very effectively today. The only problem is that it gets very competitive, because you can imagine if you've got people all over the world trying to find products and services that have traffic, then you can find that you get quite a lot of competition and the market can quickly become saturated. So where local search differs from that is that what you're effectively doing is matching up place names with products and services that can be found in that area. To give you an example, if we take New York as our place name and we match that up with a product or service like lawyers, then what you've done is you've effectively got a search term New York lawyers. And what you can do is you can have a little look and see how much traffic there is for such search terms to determine whether or not it's a viable option to build a site around that. So it's a very, very simple concept, but the reason it's so effective is because the competition is very, very low and in some cases non-existent. So rather than competing against all these people who have guitar lessons around the world and have different products to sell to people to teach them how to play guitar, you're targeting a very specific area and a very specific product or service within that area. So the competition is naturally a lot lower, which means it's far easier and quicker to get sites ranked. But the other beautiful thing about this is that it really is endless. If you consider how many towns and cities there are in the US alone, let alone worldwide, and within each town and cities how many different products and service types you have, it can be anything. And I've mentioned lawyers there, but it could be dentists, it could be florists, it could be bail bonds, it could be taxis, it could be clubs, restaurants, pubs, anything that you can buy where people would like to have a presence online. So effectively, really, it's anything that anybody is searching for online. And you can make money, and there's many different ways to monetize that, and I'm going to touch on a few of those coming up. But that's effectively a sort of very high level look at how the method works, and just understanding that concept gives you a good insight into how easy it can be to get sites ranked. I mean, we've probably all tried to get sites ranked with different levels of success, and sometimes it can be a sort of long slog. I mean, you can always get there in the end. It was not always, most of the time you can get there in the end, but it might take you months, in some cases, a year or two, and it's a lot of link building and content writing and all this sort of stuff, which none of us really enjoy or want to be doing. So local search is a way anyway that cuts all of that out, and it's something that's working really well right now. The problem that I see going forward, as with most systems out there, is that they work really well one day, but generally by the time the information gets out and other people start copying it, then the market can become saturated. So by the time you get round to it, it can be too late. But anyway, at the moment, Google is putting a lot of emphasis on local search results, so searches based on location. So now is a really, really good time to get involved in local search marketing. But much like all the other systems out there, and I'm going to be blunt with you here, much like all the other systems out there, there is a curve, and the system I'm about to show you is going to go through the same kind of curve at some point. When that will be, I can't be 100% sure. I don't have any inside information with Google and how these things get competitive, but I would imagine that it's going to become a lot harder within the next 12 to 18 months. At the moment, it's relatively simple and straightforward, but the more people that start doing it, all the popular places start becoming a little bit flooded. But at the moment, I can tell you for a fact there's hundreds of thousands of really, really good domains out there available to buy. So now is a really, really good time to jump on board. Anyway, let me show you exactly what's inside Rapid Fire Commissions. So what you're looking at the moment is the dashboard for the members area, and this will be the first page that you land on when you log in. As you can see, there's a few videos that just give you a little bit more of an overview into the method, and just tell you a little bit more about how things work. You've got some instructions and bonuses and stuff down here. But what I want to do is just take you straight into the main training section. So the training for the main method is basically split up into 9 different videos that take you through everything from the overview of the method through to building a site and link building, anything else that might need to be done. I will say that I've found that really link building I haven't really had to do anything of in the time that I've been building sites. It's something that's there as a bit of a just to help you in case you do have any problems getting sites ranked. As we all know, links can push sites up the rankings. Most of my sites get up there very, very quickly and easily. I don't even need to add any links. But just in case you do, there's some methods there just to show you exactly how that's done. So really it just takes you through everything through finding domains, which is very easy anyway because the software does it for you. And then the other sections within the training page, you can see down the left hand side here, there's all sorts of webinars and stuff that will be held live to give people a chance to ask questions. There's a training section on ClickBank, which will teach you some more traditional methods of targeting products on ClickBanks. What I will say about this is it isn't just strictly limited to ClickBank. The method that is being taught can be applied to any affiliate program. So don't think that is just about ClickBank. In fact, there's just some really good training material in there that if you're new to affiliate marketing, it really sort of goes into detail about a lot of different aspects. So that's definitely worth going through that. Anybody who's new to WordPress, you can find lots of hints and tips and tricks to help you understand how WordPress works. You won't really need them. WordPress is so intuitive that you can pretty much just log into the dashboard straight away and be able to work your way around. And then there's other resources and tools that tie in with the main training here that there's various downloads and things that you can use, but you're shown how to do all of that within these training section here. But what I want to show you that I think is the coolest part of the product is the software, and I'm going to get straight into the domain searching facility down here. I've already spoken about how what we're trying to do with local search is pair locations with product and services, and basically the software here does it all for you. You don't even have to think, oh, what kind of service could be in that area. All you need to do is think about a location. So for example, I'm going to type Chicago into here, and I'm going to choose the .com domain extension, and I'm just going to hit search. Now what the software is now going to do is it's going to take the place that I've put in, Chicago, and it's going to pair it with lots of different products and services that are in its database, and it's then going to check to see if domains are currently available for the pairings that it's put together, and any available domains it will display to us in a list. If the domains have already been bought by somebody else, then we're not going to see them, so you haven't got to go anywhere and check. What you're going to see in front of you is an exact list of domains that are available at the time of your search that you can go ahead and buy and build a site around. Now this can take a few seconds or maybe even up to a minute or slightly over that, because there is a lot of domains for it to check, and hanging around here for 60, 70, 80 seconds is certainly a lot better than having to go and manually check one by one, A, to see if the domains are there, and B, coming up with all of the ideas for domains. There you go, that didn't take too long. So you can see already that there's a long list here, and that's just one location that I've put in. So you know, it really is easy to find domains, and you're within the training you'll see exactly how to spot which ones are good and which ones are bad. But what you can do once you've found somewhere you like, you can just literally hit the add to bank button, and it will store it within your domain bank. So you can see here that the software has 5 main steps to it. One is the search thing, which we've just done. 2 is the domains that we're looking at now. You'll hit add to bank, and the domain will be added to your domain bank here, and I'm just going to click on the domain bank so you can see exactly what that looks like. There's nothing in here at the moment because I didn't add one then, but if you did, it would just appear here. And if you want to add any domains that aren't from the list that you've found or come up with yourself, you can just simply hit add new, put the domain in, hit the add domains button, and then that will appear in this list as well. Now what I will say is the software is broken down into 2 parts. So the first part I've just shown you, where you search for domains, you choose from the list, and then you add them to the domain bank. If you were to go off back to the training, you don't have to build sites straight away. So as I say, if you're going to go off back to the training, you can just literally hit on step 3 and you'll come back to this point. You'll have your list of domains and you can hit create site, and the software will take you through the next 2 steps, which are very, very simple. I mean, in all, I would say going through this process takes around about 3 minutes. So if you haven't built sites before, although it's not particularly difficult, using this software really breaks the back of the work for you. You hardly have to think about anything, and as I say, it takes 3 minutes or so. So it really is not that time consuming. I'm not going to go through the process now. You get the idea. But what I am going to do is show you the type of site that the software will build for you. And as you can see here, I've just flicked over to it. The domain up here is newyorksolicitors.com. I'm not going to go into detail about why I've chosen that domain. You might think that solicitors is not a common term that's used. In the US generally it would be lawyers or attorneys. However, there is still good traffic for that. But that will all be covered within the training anyway, so you're left in no doubt exactly what you look at to choose which domains you want. Then as you can see here that you basically have a site. This design is specific to lawyers because the header has got something relevant to lawyers on. There are a whole load of different design options when you go through the site building process. If you were targeting plumbers, for example, there's a backdrop for plumbers, and there's just so many different that are built into the software that pretty much whatever product or service you're going after, there will be something that is relevant to that within the software for you to choose. And if you do choose something quite obscure that's not in there, then there are also 10 generic templates that you can choose from that will fit pretty much any product or service that you're targeting. So this is quite a simple site, but what we're looking at is it's been designed with 2 things in mind. One is to get rankings in Google, so there's things in positions that Google likes to have, and the other is also for driving traffic through to another site or offer, depending on how you're choosing to monetize the sites. And again, how we monetize is dealt with in detail within the training. There's more than one way to do it. The main method that's being taught, and the one that I recommend, is actually to get sites ranked and sell them to local businesses. So in this case, where we're targeting solicitors or lawyers, I would then approach lawyers in the New York area and say, I've got this site, it's appearing number 1 in Google or number 3 in Google. I'm getting 5,000 visitors a month. How would you like those 5,000 visitors? Of course they would love them. Therefore, buy the site off me, you can have it for $1,000. And considering, guys, how easy it is to, well, let's be brutal about this. We don't have to come up with a domain name, the software does it for us. We don't have to build a site, the software does it for us. We don't have to design the site in a way that it's appealing for that particular niche, because the software does it for us with its pre-installed templates. All we have to do is push a few buttons to get the site out there, wait a little while to get the site ranked, tweak a few things in WordPress to help get it ranked, and then sell it. And for something like a lawyer here, I mean, I think if this had 5,000 unique visitors a month, which I would think is not that difficult to get, then a lawyer would probably pay in excess of $1,500 for that. And you could, and the total work it's probably taken you to build that is half a day, not in one go, but stretched out over a period of time. You know, waiting to get it ranked and doing a few little tweaks here and there. And I say, I mean, I am not saying with any guarantee that it is $1,500, but when you look at how much lawyers pay for traffic in Google AdWords, they can pay up to $10, $15, maybe even in some cases $20 per click. And you're saying to them they can have 5,000 unique visitors a month for $1,500. Well, that's changed the solicitors. That really is, if somebody could guarantee that in their marketing department, then I'm sure they'd be getting a good raise, because that is really, really cheap traffic for them. And don't forget, they're not paying for 1 month's worth of traffic. It's their site, they own it for months and years to come. They're going to get lots of free traffic. So that's really why I recommend that way of monetization, because I just think it's good to get good hits of income in as quickly as possible. And the time it takes to build the sites, for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, again, all of this stuff on here is talked about in detail, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And as I say, there are different ways that you'll be taught to monetize. So if you want to hold on to sites and do other things, and you can do that. But on the basis that you're selling it, you also sell it with the design. So a law firm can simply drop their logo in here, put their contact details on there, and a link through to their website there, so that they obviously get people to click through to any page on their site they want to go through to. Now, it's understandable if some of you are a bit worried about thinking, well, I don't feel comfortable trying to sell my site to a law firm. Lawyers are big scary people, and I'm just little old me sat at home trying to earn some extra money or whatever. Well, don't worry about that. I'm going to come back to the training section here, and one thing that Rapid Fire Commissions has got is some auto copy and paste information, and within that you can see the WordPress theme here, but within that you've got email templates and phone script templates that you can use to contact businesses. So if you're comfortable picking up a phone, then there's basically 8 in total different phone scripts that you can use. 6 of them are actual scripts where there's sort of like sort of role play backwards and forth, just as if you're having a conversation with somebody, and there's different objections like it costs too much, or I don't have time to speak to you, or I'm not interested. And there's things that you can basically just use. You can have it in front of you and read from, or just get ideas from, and use your own style. Whatever you want to do, it's there for you to use. And there's some things down here to help you deal with assistance, to get hold of the right people, and also just some reflex responses to help you in case you're in a situation. The other thing is email templates. If you don't feel comfortable picking the phone up, then there's literally email templates here that you can just copy and paste and send those off. And they're a series, so you'd start with the initial contact ones, and then you'd move on all the way through to closing a deal. So I really wouldn't worry about that. I've sold my sites both ways. I find that picking up the phone has a better response. But I've also managed to sell sites via email as well. So if you are scared to pick the phone up, don't worry, you can use the email templates. I've built quite a lot of these sites now, and I would say that I've actually targeted most things in the country I'm in, which is the UK. I live not too far from London, and I've been targeting things more local in my area. I have done a few in the US as well. You really can do this from anywhere. You do not need to be local, and I can't stress that enough. I've stayed locally purely for the reason that it benefits me financially, because a site that I would charge somebody in the US $500 for, I can charge somebody in the UK £500 for. $500 to me is worth probably about £300 by the time we've done the exchange rate, and it's all been all things have been made equal. So by me targeting people in the UK, I basically get more profit per site. So that's why I've done that. If you're in the US, you could target people in the UK, and you could charge them $500, say, and that would turn into about $700 for you. So There's all these different things to consider, but you know, initially you might want to stay local to where you are because you have a better understanding about the types of products and services that are in demand. I mean, obviously there's some that are going to be the same worldwide. So location really is not an issue. But I would say that of the sites that I've built, somewhere between 500 and 700 UK pounds is about the average. Some sites I might sell for a little bit less. Some sites I might sell for, you know, over 1,000. If it was something like for lawyers, then I would go higher because they can A, afford it, and B, they spend so much that really it's relatively cheap for them. So you really want to sort of maximise how much you're getting out of them. I would also say that the results I've had, what I've had in my experience, I've built 2 sites in a similar niche, and one sold for £600 and the other one sold for £350. So there is no sort of set amount to say that this is how much you can get a site for. It really does vary from person to person and also niche to niche. Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much more detail about that. I mean, I think you've got enough information to sort of get a good understanding about how this works. What I will say is that you know, I found it really powerful. I found it, you know, really easy to get started, see it through, and obviously get to my end result, which was making money. I know a lot of these things can seem good to begin with, and you get involved and you never get anything finished. Well, the process is so quick and easy that you really can't help but get to the end point, you know, all in good time. And the other thing that I would say regarding rapid fire commissions is that the support is really quick to get back to you. They turn things around very quickly. There's a team of 10 people who are there to answer your questions. So there's no problems there. Any inquiries, even if you've got inquiries and you're not a customer, you can just email the support desk at support@rapidfirecommissions.com. That will go through to them. So if you've got any questions on anything that I've said in this video, then, you know, feel free to put that through, or just test out support and see how quick they are at responding. It's always a good thing to do, just so you know exactly where you are. And I should also point out that it does come with a 60-day full money back guarantee. So if there's anything you don't like, once you've gone into the members area, then, you know, you are covered, and you can just contact support and they'll help you out. So that's pretty much it, guys. I said it would be a quick video. I'm not going to talk for any longer. I hope that if you are interested, I hope the product is still available. If it is, then you should see a buy now button below this video. So if you want to get involved, then I'd act now, because I'm not personally sure how long this page will be up. And as I say, if you've got any questions, then please feel free to contact support on support@rapidfirecommissions.com.